that we can check in with an Ask PEL question, so keep hashtagging that.
Ooh.
And we are also going to have our expert Twitter question reader. It's Martin. Take it away, my friend.
If you could assemble a dream team, it's from Andy. If you could assemble a dream team of 4 players, how would you guys do it? James,
No,
let's
why
start
me
with you.
first?
Yeah, we start with you.
And it's serious.
You know, before this, before
You
the show
can't be
day,
on the team.
And you can. It's only PL players.
Yeah.
It's
I
only
can't be on
PL
the
players.
team. Before the show day,
Only
I told
PL
them.
players. No. Just 4 players go.
Go.
I haven't thought about it.
No,
We-
just go.
All
Top
right,
of
okay.
mind.
Is that a second question?
No, it's
No,
the
it's
same
the
question.
same question.
I already read it out.
All right, okay. 4 players.
Yes.
From PL.
From
Dream
PEL.
team. It has to work together as a synergy as well. It has
He's
to be
trying
well
to buy
considered.
time.
Okay,
Go.
come.
Ubah,
Yeah, ubah. Yeah, I accept that. That's a good.
Yeah.
James.
James. Yeah.
Why are you judging me already?
Come on.
Oh,
Go.
you're not judging.
2 more. No thinking.
No thinking. Ubah, James, Gustav, wanted big head. There you go.
Nice.
Oh, that's actually kind of my team.
What?
I would put James, Ubah, Fuzzface, and Gustav into one team. You have
damn.
Gustav that will be IGLing. You have all the other players that can do like the clutch moments, but also be able to scout out. And then you have Ubah, you know? A little bit of a wild card there.
Wild
All right.
card.
Yeah, no, well, yeah.
Ubah.
Well, from time to time, he can do some stuff, you know, go away
Like
a little bit.
every tournament he's played in the past. Like,
Well,
okay,
no,
I
not
get
in
you.
that way.
He can be a bit crazy.
In the way he's playing.
He can play crazy.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
just
you
being
ready?
mean.
All right, go.
First, the name. It's called the Nations Cup Rejects. Fuzzface, Ibiza, James, and Linksy.
Somebody's gonna shout at you.
Now, obviously, it's for fun, but I definitely
of
think that
course.
those guys, they could match in well together.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think there's some amazing players as well.
When you said, you know, Nations Cup rejects, I thought you were just going to pick the whole of Finland, as seeing as their performance wasn't that great.
Well,
Anyway,
that was
Wow, okay.
well, it's not wrong. Anyway, we are going to take a look at the overall standings, I believe, here between all of our teams, and up to the top by 1 point, apparently, according to you guys.
Yeah,
there you go,
look at that.
CSM. Oh dear me.
But
with,
FaZe Clan-
with a 50-point caution as
That's
well.
big.
FaZe
Down
Yeah,
to
Clan
Navi.
does break the 400-point
Yeah.
mark as well, though. So now we got 2 teams up there. What's interesting is if you look down a little bit, G2 now 12 points ahead of
Yes.
NIP.
Yeah.
But and 47 just 2 points behind NIP, and right now
Ooh.
that's like the big thing there.
Yeah, and also G2 kind of catching up. They're currently 40 points behind Navi. Liquid very, very close as well to Navi. Still considering how bad of a day that.
Look at 12th and 13th place. So 13 and downwards, those teams are going to go down to the relegation.
Oh.
And
Kill
right
division.
now, ENCE and DESPERADO on the line there. They are both tied up there. And if you look at the tiebreaker, of course, it's the kills.
Yep.
And wait,
DESPERADO.
actually, DESPERADO has 5 more kills than ENCE.
Yeah.
Ah! Shenanigans. Anyway, regardless, obviously everything's not rounded out yet, so it doesn't really matter. But the point is shenanigans. As you can see here, FaZe Clan and Navi being compared, and overall, FaZe Clan, as you say, with that kind of gap that the top 2 have been able to establish over the remaining big 5 here for PEL. That is quite the divide indeed.
But we have also been able to see some teams, even Liquid, one of our big 5, able to have a rough day so far, with other teams being able to grab, you know, up towards 50+ points. So it can still happen, change in a day, but still this kind of caution here they have is very interesting. ubah, SIMSY, both 80 kills, guys.
Remember when SIMSY had, what, 12 kills more than anyone else?
Yeah, it was at the top.
Right
Sure.
now, ubah has been catching up. Aitzy and Gustav, they're pretty close. Well, Aitzy as well, honestly.
It definitely doesn't help that Team Liquid has had a catastrophic day now and not exactly the best day yesterday. So that doesn't really help their case.
What is else to mention is that Gaxi is on 70 kills,
Yeah.
mxey on 69, Michael on 69 as well. So they're pretty close to get up there, and we might see those faces coming up on the kill leaders on the upcoming days.
Maybe Avenger.
I was just surprised not to hear Frost say, ooh, when he said 69.
Oh, no, not again, please. That's the last thing I need. Ubah and SIMSY
Massive
here.
damage difference, huh?
Yeah, Ubah just racking up the numbers. Again, it bears repeating. right now in PUBG, not just PEL, in PUBG, an absolute superstar.
I mean, people would say he's the best player right now, right?
Yeah, in theory, yeah.
Basically, 1 GLL, 1 Nations Cup,
Yeah.
1 PEL Phase 2 as well, being on the top all the time.
Yeah. Of course, there were our winners for today. FENCE was able to win games 1 and 2. And then we have NIP in first place for that third game. Why are you smiling at me?
Fence.
FENCE.
Was that the bet you got right there? I like that.
That's all I've got.
You know what? You know what? I just want one day. I want everything to line up. I want everything to line up. FaZe Clan first win.
Yes.
DESPERADO next win.
You've not thought about
DESPERADO next win.
ENCE
Ends with the next win, and then Desperados again. So we go faded.
You know, that was awful.
Yeah, well,
Can you just stop?
It was your job
Faded.
to do. It was your job to do stuff like
faded?
It was my. How does that even?
He's trying to look.
Yeah,
He's like,
trying to get some more inspiration here. Yeah, it's not
right,
looking good, boys.
If you're not going to think about these things beforehand, I don't know.
Well, you said fence out of the blue, and that was.
Fence works.
Yeah, I know.
Are you for real?
It works, but it's still kind of stupid.
You
no?
know the best bit? I've even said it in Phase 1 as well, when the same thing happened.
You know what?
I
I
know.
want to see. I just want to see 5 wins from FaZe Clan. So it'll be FFFFF.
No,
F's in the
guys,
chat.
serious.
No, don't do it.
What I want to see is there's 3 possible outcomes of what will make me really happy from this.
Okay, what's
Number
that?
1, N47 gets a win finally. Number 2,
They were close.
NIP gets a win on Erangel so they can finish a Chicken Dinner World Tour.
Okay.
Or number 3, Raise Your Edge gets a Chicken Dinner on Erangel so they also can get a Chicken Dinner World Tour.
Do you have to say it like that every time?
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, you're saying either N47, Raise Your Edge, or NIP should win the 2 upcoming games.
They
here.
should be winning one of the Erangel games today or tomorrow. That would make me happy.
That would make you
But
happy.
what if they don't?
What if they don't? I won't be mad.
Okay. Thank you, Papa Avenger. Like,
I will be disappointed.
they're seeking your approval, I suppose.
No.
Good luck in your future endeavors.
G2. All right, let's talk a little bit about the team. So, G2 is home turf on Erangel as well. That's the map they play the best on.
Yeah.
They haven't done as good on Sanark or Miramar, and we're gonna move over there. They definitely need the points. We saw it before there in the standings. They don't have a big cushion like FaZe Clan or Liquid right now. They need to stay up there. They want to be up there because if not, you're potentially risking your spot for PGC for the other teams like Raise Your Edge and the NIP and so on.
We just saw like what seemed like
A page tweet, and it said, you didn't see it, did you?
kind of.
Okay.
Go
It
on.
said something along the lines with, okay, we know what our problem is. We're gonna be out here machine gunning everybody tomorrow, or something like that.
All right.
And then there's a video attached to it. I didn't actually get to see the video.
Okay, let me. Okay, we know what our problem has been since the start of the phase. This is me machine gunning everyone out tomorrow. And it was when he had a headset in front of his eyes.
Yeah, he
and
just did
like,
it then as well,
yeah.
actually. That actually wasn't what I wanted to refer to. I wanted to refer to Team Liquid Camp, and it didn't look like they were having the most fun conversations.
Well, you're
It
not
looked-
gonna. If you end up on 16, 16, 15
Yeah, there has to
with
be
0
something.
points, you're doing something wrong right now. Something is not right, and you need to figure it out. And if you can't figure it out, you're just gonna keep on going down that road.
I mean, Erangel's a great spot for them to try and make it up, surely.
Yeah,
They can
it's the
just have
best way.
They can have 2 good games, and they're gonna have 30-some points, and it's fine. And I mean, it's gonna be an effort.
Just get more than 1 point. Okay?
But do you think that's going to happen? Personally, I don't. I after seeing today's form, I think it
What-
can't, 3 in a row like that is mega bad. Extreme bad luck if it is bad
Well,
luck.
ask Raise Your Edge. They got 4 of them yesterday.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it can happen.
And today, they have managed to gotten 7 points so far. Not a super day, but they're also looking to going into Erangel. First of all, for an Erangel win.
Yeah.
Second of all, to increase the amount of points they have right now, because this is not a PGC-looking team. I was hoping to see this guy up there contending teams like NIP, Knights, G2, maybe even some of the guys in the top as well.
Not right now, but it's almost certainly a blip, like a bump in the road here. for them. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, and thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen around the world tuning in here as we get into our first Erangel game of the day. It's the Grassy Pastures. It's game number 54. Let's head over to SIMSY.
Hello and welcome, guys. We are back. We're on to the grassy fields of Erangel, and it's a map that has been successful for many of the teams, but as of late, Team Liquid, as James just mentioned, actually haven't had much luck on it. I don't know what is going on. They don't know what's going on either, but it has been a terrible day for them.
No points in 3 games.
Yeah, 16,
I'm really
16, 15.
sorry to bring it up, but like, that's for the level of skill on that team. That's unfathomable.
I'd like to say they partied hard for Gemty Santi's birthday, but knowing the two boys, they don't tend to party hard in any way.
Doesn't strike me. I don't know, man. Things have just... It seems to be going from bad to worse, doesn't it?
I'm sure they'll figure it out.
What
I have
effect does it
faith
have
in
on
Team
the
Liquid.
leaderboard? 3-5. Okay, so G2 and again NIP. All these other teams. That's, I suppose, the bigger story is that regardless, we can have as much faith in them as humanly possible. I would damn near guarantee they're going to be at PGC, but all these other teams are going to be trying to up one on,
You
on the leaderboard.
You want to see them going
money.
into PGC. I mean, we've got 2 more weeks left, don't worry. But you want to see them going into there as like
Confident.
Contested for the first place. You want to see strong competition for first place. To see obviously going into the Global Championship with Europe with strong teams. If you think of how we went into GLL, it was basically 4 teams that were like, these 4 teams that were 100 points clear of anyone else. These are big, strong teams. They're going to smash everyone. Turned out that Atletico obviously turned up as well, and FaZe managed to beat them out in the last game. But they were all within contention. I think the top 6 or something like that had those 4 teams in it. So it was all very much as we expected going into that. But now you're looking into PGC. You've got obviously the top teams from Korea and China, and you should mention Southeast Asia and Thailand, because obviously we saw some really strong performances from Armory Gaming, etc. They're going to be coming up against these teams.
And they're already getting visas.
Yeah, we're looking at obviously where these teams are dropping, not only on Erangel and Miramar, now on Sanhok as well, and how these teams have adapted to those maps. You know, some of them may be specialists on that map by now, for all we know.
With 32 teams as well that are going to be going to the competition, you can get damn well guaranteed that places are going to be up for contests.
Yeah.
This was one that we saw at FaZe that we're here now, where
great.
we saw 3 teams. What, there were 7 teams, C9 and Team Liquid at one point sharing. Like, when we do go to these high-end competitions that are on a global and grand scale, your top teams, like, nobody underestimates one another. Teams will contest. I remember the very first one, what was it, where WTSG NIP was contested by one of the Korean rosters, I believe it was.
Yeah, in
with
South
Genji
Georgia.
Black. Like, nobody wants to give anything up. Everyone wants to kind of strut their stuff and say, we are the best.
Genji, isn't it? Yeah.
Genji Black? Was it?
I
There's
think it was
Golden
Genji,
Black, wasn't
I
there?
think it was Genji Black that was
Pretty sure it was Black that was,
they ended
that
up
was
in
pushing
hospital,
them.
right?
Yeah. Like, nobody wants to back down from the scenario, and by doing so, some teams will think it's a sign of weakness. For some, it's the sign of being smart, and you're going to take up somewhere else that they don't have. But
17 Gaming and Team Liquid, neither back down.
17 literally stood their ground till the very last, right?
It cost them both a tournament, really, in all honesty, when you think about it. You know, Team Liquid obviously ending up 3rd, but had they not have had to go through so much, and so many points lost throughout those competitions of clashing with each other early on. But anyway, mxey, here's a player that's certainly not himself having problems, but as a team, Razor Edge also having issues this weekend. It's not been a great one for them. Still yet to really get themselves on the board, but of course he was in a shack. I think they got, what, 4th, 5th place in that last game? So yeah, they finally got some decent placement points.
Overall, the previous one was, excuse me,
he was in the shack then, and 47 pushed on.
Razor Edge, they were 5th. They picked up 3 kills as well with it. It's not really faring well on the overall scoreboard when you're down in 12th.
When you're running 3 in a car, it's a bit of a risk, but they've managed to find another Dacia, so it's all good. Everybody making their transition down south. We haven't really talked about the circle too much. It has kind of centered up where GamerLegion tend to loot, which is the yellow houses, sort of to the eastern side of the West Bridge, going over to Sosnovka, sort of just south of Pachinki. Used to be called, didn't Cloud9 used to have a name around there, the Cloud9 drop or something, the dip or something weird like that the Americans used to use. I'm sure there was somewhere around there. I remember hearing Poro talk about it, talking about Raise Your Edge, shots on M47, a bit of revenge maybe for the last game.
I really hope this circle just hard shifts all the way down to the south and completely throws this one into the wind.
Takes it.
We still have a bit of a yin and yang scenario where it could go. Again, we got 2 circles where we've no idea what's going to happen, so it could really throw this whole game into the wind. It would be fun to see. Na'Vi with an AWM. It's always going to be good. No rest for the wicked. We keep talking about Raise Your Edge, clashing with M47. The shots came through, so they have the info that we're going to... He will have given this info back, will have LyNCE, so they should...
They definitely hear the net.
miikaz is overstepping his boundaries a little bit here and not checking that corner. I'm surprised he's done that. He should have been watching that side, and he wasn't. He was so fixated on the opposing one, that T-bone.
He doesn't know. He hasn't been transitioned to where he expects him to be.
Caught him with his pants down a little bit there.
A couple of shots just to sort of scare T-bone away, if anything. But that's given Vasco a chance. Oh no, he's peeking the other corner. SIMSY caught out. He's going to be able to vault through and finish him here. There's nothing they can do to try and help him out here. And that's caused a real problem for Raise Your Edge. They can't go down in 16th place surely here. Yeah, they're just getting in the vehicles. This is almost a telltale sign of how scared this team is right now. Oh no. Oh, LyNCE. The car's rolled away from him. Oh no. Not like this.
He jumped out, and I'm not sure why. He had the vehicle, and I don't know if that was because he was
It's a little slow to start, right? So I guess he just thought he was going to get ripped out the vehicle. Aye, aye.
Well, you have to look on the bright side. Things can't get any worse than it is at the moment. It's going to be one of those days where you just, or maybe even one of those weeks
weekends,
where you just say, you know what, balls to it. It's just, it is what it is. Get yourself back together. Oh, so we're going to get together. NIP, this is a crash.
What is going on? This is Circle 1 of Erangel. What is happening, boys? NIP pulling up, 6 mode down. Mitraleius, where are you going to go? Where are you going to go from here? He's trying to get to the warehouse, but that's too far a run. And the beautiful Death and Co. are miles away.
It's a nice place to pick. If you think about if this circle does come more towards the north, then this gives them options to where they want to go. This is why people will be lingering between the coastal roads in this area here around PUBG. If it dips to the other, you know what? TSM have committed. TSM have committed to all of the melee base. Just so you guys are very much aware, they have split 1-1-1-1 and taken a large stance. So either that suggests that they're lacking loot and they want to get completely geared up. Wouldn't expect it.
If you think of the flight path, they were quite late dropping down. Obviously, it was a long drop to Milta, along with FaZe, which is why FaZe are playing very much edge. And TSM have just gone this route. It's not the first time they've done this either. And I guess they're thinking, look, nobody's going to bridge camp. Nobody expects us to be here.
Because I suppose if it does go to the north, they can just blaze it across, right?
Yeah, because nobody's going to bridge camp west, bridge right now. Because nobody's going to be on Sosnovka. 7, that's some good damage. It's caught him out. He's been having a good weekend so far, but Reels will go down today. 30 kills and counting for the Knights in this just today alone. Incredible, incredible performance they're putting in today, but certainly not the best they've had. They've had a 77-point day, I think it was at one point in last phase, but they've got inside PUBG. A little early to be crashing PUBG, boys. I don't think it's by choice.
To be fair, I think you just got to pick something and go for it. Call it what it is. He'll be on the stairs, so that grenade shouldn't do any damage. The splash will avoid him. At a different level, it's a good stance to be in on this corner. Keep a watchful eye on the... They want to make the push and try and go around the corner. You can't go through those windows due to the bars. But if they have to cross paths, it at least gives him a good headshot angle. Where's Drayden in all of this? Has he turned up to the party? I'm not entirely sure. Yes, so Women Wanted are all the way on the other end of PUBG. DA are on the top as well, so they'll cause problems for reciprocity. NIP, don't forget, are not too far from the party as well, so you got 4 teams alive and kicking all around that area. I mentioned it'll be at headshot level. Mexit counts, but there is a counter push from Udia.
The big power of the DP there, just about working it out for him.
It's a horrible gun.
It is an awful gun.
It's a tank buster, but it's a horrible gun.
But it's got that 7.62 ammo. Anyway, here we go, the shrink. You can see TSM coming over the bridge. They're not going to be expecting anyone there, and wisely so. Team Liquid going to go to PUBG Hill, so they've got a nice, decent cover. So people that have committed to PUBG, this may actually be a relatively good call. The barns are open, by the way. M47, if they come down from Potato, they're going to find themselves some great land there, or maybe even G2 or someone like that. There's nobody committed to it just yet, because once you're in there, not really much chance to get out.
Really nice play from this from TSM. I know it sounds weird and wonderful, and it sounds weird me saying it's a nice play to do what they do, but to be able to get completely geared up, because they will be geared to the teeth, everything that they humanly possibly need.
They've looted Milta and Sosnovka.
Exactly. And more importantly, it's kind of like, it's a really unexpected and unorthodox player to come across the bridge at this time. They're going to have a completely clear route in.
Yep.
They might be able to just follow circle here, maybe breach a compound or two.
Scouted crossroads, moved over to yellows, and they're going to scout again and probably move to the hillside edge and then see GamerLegion down below. So they'll either be satisfied with sitting here, or they're going to go to the hillside ridge, which is what looks like Gustav's going to, and they'll stop and pull up and scout there again. Which
they have to do, because that's quite a significant compound where GamerLegion is.
Yep.
Unless they're actually, I'm seeing vehicles here, so maybe they're on the move. If they catch them leaving this, that'll be really nice.
Yeah, they'll scout GamerLegion going to the hill, right?
You don't want to be in it. It's a bad compound to take up residency because it's basically in a ball. You're exposed from both sides, and you are locked in. If someone wants to take the hills behind it, then you're knackered going forward. If someone takes the hills where TSM is, again, you're knackered. You can't evacuate the scenario. And that's a good split that GL have just done, GamerLegion, to go for the 2-2, because now they're not completely locked into one compound. There is an availability to exit the back door, so to speak, and just go upside of the hill. So they've now given themselves a bit more of a foothold in the circle. Really good move from them. That's fine. Liquid, hillside, over the fields from PUBG. Where else? They'll just looking and thinking, God, look at our home territory, boys. It's just overrun with people. NIP, DA, Reciprocity, Coldamenta, the last player from Raise Your Rage. The Knights are in there. M47 are in the barns just on the eastern side. That gives them a really good overwatch and overview of all the teams that are inside, because you can use the porthole windows that are up on the second level. Interested to see what happens between G2 and FaZe. I don't think they'll have the information, given the fact of where they are. So they won't engage just yet. I'll keep an eye on the map and see if anything does backburn in that scenario.
Bizarre split. So we just saw TRYFFELI and SKUIJKE popping shots on a CrowCrowd there. There is only two of them there. Now, this is horrible terrain to drive over, so good job he's got the UAZ at least. But then you've got Rustanmar in that compound that's north of Chopsticks, and miikaz on the random hill outside of Pachinki's.
I think it's just giving them more options, because they're still playing Edge, and if you look with Pachinki...
It's only Phase 2. We've seen a lot of action for so far, actually.
I mean, for all we know, this could go all the way to the east, and then FaZe like, well, boys, we are absolutely
and look at
laughing.
that, TSM gifted a crate. Why do you believe it? It's an M249, but you can't have everything.
There's nothing wrong with an M249.
I know you love it, but it's
damn good gun.
It's not for everyone, that's for sure.
Best gun in the game.
Not my cup of tea. Oh my God.
This'll be fun. This'll be fun.
Okay,
are we ready for it?
Send it, boys.
Crack on.
Now the problem is
get stuck in.
So Reciprocity have already got the northern compound. Team Liquid were going to come in on the south. You can see ENCE are going to go just for the hill ridge line north of Pachinki. They're happy to go there. DESPERADOs are coming across the hillside. They're going to go on the Pachinki hill alongside 7. Actually, they're going to be pretty much close to each other. Na'Vi are going to go for Pachinki hill as well. TSM are sending it. They're going straight up the road. They're going to go right into the back side of the Knights. N47 you can see have just cheated down in towards the Barnes area. I think both G2 and FaZe are going to be happy to just play Edge at the moment. TSM are going to go straight into the Knights. They have to go for the ditches, the ditch side. That's where, you're going to say they're going to have to send it for there, and that's the safest route possible they can do. Then they've got to be careful of the nades coming in. There's a second nade straight in. It's coming straight towards Michael. It's gone past 1. He may well just avoid it. Make sure. No, it's hit the bars. I was just about to say don't hit the bars with that. Wanted has to run. And that saves TSM, because that nade would have been right on top of them. Oh.
They are spread, at least. That is the saving grace. They're going to pre-smoke these buildings in an attempt and hope that no one's in there just watching down. They don't know exactly how many's alive on the side of the Knights. That's why they'll be quite cautious for now. Desperado's uphill battle. Edelweiss initially goes down. A second one has followed up, but that's a really good shot. SIMSY takes one to the back of the skull as he's trying to evacuate the scenario, but there is a response, there is a turn, and Ultra gets the job done. That's nice from Desperados. Yes, they lost, I believe, a player.
No, I think they can get the revive. I think they're going to get the revive.
They have lost Ultra, excuse me. He did go down during that entire one. This kind of, it speaks volumes. Michael just trying to get out of the ditches of how many people have an eye line on where TSM's position are. The fact that you can't even get out there without dropping, it's going to be extremely difficult.
Okay, this is the look back at... okay, so that's where Ultra went down. Krabik actually took him down. Oh, that nade. Just catching him on the edge of the splash. NBS got himself in there. So NIP, this is out on the outskirts of Pachinki. You can see the hills pretty much split between Na'Vi and Desperados. And won't it be fun if it now pulls over to Potato Hill or something? So it just pulls away from Pochinki because we've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4... No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams in Pochinki at the moment. I think we had 9. I think 9, if I remember rightly, the last game of Phase 2. 9 teams in there. Let's see if we can...
Now you've mentioned that.
Yeah.
TSM and Knights, this is just like current flashbacks, and they're probably just panicking here. And good God, don't let them kill us again, please. Actually, it was FaZe who did the job, wasn't it? But still, this is where TSM unfortunately tried and failed hard. Please hard shift.
Oh, here we go, boys.
City fight.
I'm excited.
Get yourself, and let's kind of count up. So we got ENCE, CrowCrowd, Desperados, GamerLegion, G2, and FaZe, all who are not within that circle. So there's all who have to make an entry point, and there is nothing. There, excuse me, I tell a lie.
There's Church now because DA coming down.
It depends if NIP stop people from doing that. There's literally the farm compound that's on the south of the field. Everything else, you are going to just have to stick your head between your legs and pray.
GL are going. They're going for the farm compound, I think. It looks like that's where... No, G2 have turned. They're going straight into Pochinki.
Well, they're hitting the pipes.
They're going for the
pipe.
Little pipe area. GL have actually pulled up because they saw G2. So they're realizing this is not safe, and that puts them in a problem. FaZe Clan trying to move down the hill. Actually, they're trying to catch G2 off, who are trying to move across. FaZe are sticking on the hillside, the ridge line. N47 has sent it in. It's not worked out well for them because it's already been taken. Occupado, FaZe will be watching that play out.
He pushed the vehicle on top of his teammate. No. Press F. Big F.
Feels bad, man.
Oh well, everyone else who has to still make an entry point.
Desperado's going for the farm compound, so Desperado's, well, we'll see whether they get in safe.
That's clean,
looks
right?
like SIMSY's going to get taken off, but the rest of them have managed to get in FaZe. They're on a big rotate around the south. They're actually going to come in behind GamerLegion, who we're seeing right now. Watch out for FaZe. They're about to pop into the view. I think they're going for Pochinki Hill, you know. I think they're scouting it, and I think they may even go for where Na'Vi are. Look at FaZe on the left-hand side of your screen. For Na'Vi are obviously on the other hill. At the moment, FaZe are scouting it, and they're trying to pick off G2 as they go.
If you're Desperados, you've got to be thinking, Christ, how lucky are we to be able to get that? Yes, they may have been tanked up on arrival, but
CrowCrowd are sending it in.
No one inside there.
They've gone Barnes. Okay.
Ironically, we've actually got the NIP building that's completely free now. I did say they might pull up towards Church area, but they haven't gone for Church. They've gone for the triple story where you can get onto the roof.
Oops.
That's the arm shot, right?
Yep. That was best Losh.
Look at him body blocking, just trying to keep him alive.
Yeah.
Keep him
mxey doing the dodge. Keep going, keep crawling. They're still coming. I think it's safe. Say Star Wars whizzing over the top.
Oh, a team that isn't safe. G2, look at this.
Yeah, they're going to go down. It's actually TomiL that stole one of those away. Dark will get the other with the bleed out. Now, where do FaZe go? So FaZe, if they just nudge forward, they are kind of inside at the moment, so they're maybe going to wait until they absolutely have to commit into Pochinki, because it could still pull south. It still definitely could pull south away from Pochinki onto these hillsides, and they could be loving life. GamerLegion have managed to get everyone back on their feet as well in this little ditch between FaZe. FaZe are on the move. FaZe are going, oh no, they're going to go straight to GamerLegion.
They're all vehicled up.
They're going straight down here, and they're not expecting GamerLegion. Now, if they go up the hill, they're going to go into Na'Vi, and they're aware of it, which is why they've gone for this ditch, and it's going to have to make them pull up. Senya comes over the side, and FaZe will fall left, right, and center. I think mxey, the last man, they're gone. 15th.
Yeah, not a lot you can do there on rotation when you've got one team at the top of the hill and one team at the foot of the hill.
I think the main thing there is they just didn't realize that GamerLegion were down there. I don't know. No, because they took a shot. No, they took shots on G2. I don't think. Maybe they just didn't know that they were down there, because you couldn't really scout it from their position because Na'Vi was shooting them.
It's a crap scenario, whichever way you look at it. That you got to make the best of a bad
it has gone Pochinki,
scenario.
ladies and gentlemen. The Barnes still kind of in there for CrowCrowd, but the rest of these teams have to make a move. You can see, and now we have NIP in Pochinki. ENCE are starting to work their way around, so that puts the team count up even higher as the engagements start to go in close quarter combat. Teams will go down. Na'Vi and GamerLegion still on this hill. They have to fight it out to try and see who can get shot as they try and enter Pochinki.
We have 8 teams in there.
Yeah.
8 teams inside PUBG. Desperados, GamerLegion, Na'Vi, all still yet to get in. ENCE, I think they're okay. They'll have the drop-off, and thankfully no one's actually at the back of the, if you want to call it the garage compound. They might be able to enter there on the northern side, just bomb the vehicles and pull up, which is what I think they're doing on the map at the moment.
And then if ENCE get that, that's where it often tends to pull up there as well, which is I'm surprised to see, because DA were there, right? And ENCE have been allowed to have that flat top compound, which is a very strong compound. GamerLegion being decimated by Na'Vi there. razorEdge stealing the kill away, so you know every point is vital for razorEdge at the moment after their weekend. Coldamenta doing what he can for his team. Remember the 3 players went down very early on.
I don't even know how we really cast this. It's just going to be manic. If it goes city center, like, I don't know.
Well, so James was lost, by the way. This when Team Liquid were trying to transition, but here goes Na'Vi. They've got to try and... They're probably going to pull up to the pipe here. NELLOZ is here, but he's in trouble. He's the only man standing. Little nade. Oh, that's actually gone wrong. That underhand nade did not work out. He's trying to back away. Doesn't matter. Goes for the peak, and PUBG will take him down. Coldamenta seeing what he can, but he gets hit from the side from Shiv.
I can't believe he survived that. To put that nade out actually forced him out into the open, give away his position. He went down. So that one grenade, all right, it didn't explode, but it caused enough chaos.
But it wasn't a doozy that came up. I think PUBG was coming in the car. Maybe passenger shot him, I'm not too sure. I think it was a doozy that did the nade. I may be wrong, but here it is, the chaos on your screens. Look at that minimap. Look at that screen. Lots of teams. ENCE, honestly, I'm very surprised that everybody has left that building, that compound area, that northern area, because where Rustanmar and SKUIJKE just got a wall surrounding these few buildings that are there. You've got the flat top, which is always great from that garage position. Reciprocity looking their attention there. Obviously, we see CrowCrowd, they're still out the barn, so they've got a problem. And Na'Vi not happy with their position, realizing we're going to have to get in, boys. We've got to go closer. They're going to push straight onto the Knights. They're going straight up the main road. They're going straight into the Knights compound. Wanted and Drayden making a run for it in the back, but Coldamenta's getting them all in the backside. Shooting Senya down. Anyone else going to get out of there? Wanted makes a scurry and run. They don't want to be crashed right now with a 2-man team, but Coldamenta could benefit from this massively. And the circle has moved to South PUBG, which is going to cause even more problems for the likes of ENCE, who have to come across, and CrowCrowd now have to leave the barns.
CrowCrowd actually might go for Coldamenta's position. It's really the only thing that's open. I wouldn't be running those fields for the simple fact of every single team's going to have an eye line on you. ENCE, they have to move. They are going to the ditches, and they will be ditching their vehicles, but not without a death. SKUIJKE the first one to fall. No. The next one, everyone else just getting a bit wibbly-wobbly. Rustanmar will fall. miikaz makes it in, but Ival is lingering around the corner. Just be aware of that. If he comes around and gets into the gunfight, these grenades are huge!
Oh, that's the entire team gone in a nade. ubah and Scoom decimating them. And, well, they had a clean angle down there, so CrowCrowd do make it to the other side of the ditches. And, yeah, he's kind of stuck in there at the moment. Timmy is going to just creep out of there. And now Evil's actually looking to try and get in and get some flushes down.
TSM's actually started bombarding them, so they've got an initial knock-off of that one. That comes back as well. Maybe some more. If they find Tiikzu, will be the last man standing. Senya onto Wanted. That's going to be the knock on both sides. You saw earlier on the AWM came into effect onto Drayden. The nades are there. That one might be good enough to at least take him down. And now the big man himself has to go up in a 4 versus 1 if Na'Vi do breach his compound.
See if you can do a 4-man tank here. It's going to be a tough one. Not too sure if you can do that solo.
A lot of times you'll see players just standing on the rafters, or if you want to call it banisters, and watching them come up. You can't put your gun all the way down, but you can at least do enough damage to halt the advancement. Best of luck with this AWM. If he looks towards Coldamenta's way, that's going to be a free kill and knocks another team out because the last man standing there. He's already hit the world onto Drayden once. Let's see if he can do the same.
What a view. What a view. This is like watching a pub game, but this is professional teams, paid players, everybody here working for a living. 29 players alive in Phase 6. And the next circle shrink is absolutely going to cost a few. That nade. Oh, Coldamenta, he's actually managed to get in here. I'm surprised. So that's obviously down to waiting for Na'Vi to draw their attention towards the Knights. Coldamenta snuck in. that was an all. That was an all.
I was like, well, yep, I know they're there now. I just need to... I suppose he's trying to bait the grenades, right? Get them to waste their utility as much as they can, and then he can play inside that little shack once all the utility's been committed and used up. Oh, this is just all kinds of fun. It's a rat's nest.
Look, it could be worse. It could be Sosnovka again. So
I've got a random nade.
That was nade, yeah. I mean, they're right next to each other, aren't they?
Go on,
the two
go to the west,
sides.
please.
I was looking at pushing this as well.
Please go to the west.
Okay, north it is. That's not too bad, right? So, obviously you can see that Na'Vi have to make a move. They have to go building to building. Desperados also have this horrible task of moving across the road. I don't think that's really going to work out for them. We'll probably see them fall. And, of course, Coldamenta is out in the cold. He's also getting naded, but I wouldn't waste my nades right now because he's the one that has to push into them. But I guess they want to try and clear the back so they can move forward, right? Because he's already shot Senya once and knocked him.
What did we speak about Na'Vi earlier on, being a team that does like to clean and sweep, first of all? The problem is it kind of slows them down in the long run. Rory onto SIMSY. I saw a little quick headshot come out as well. That'll knock him down. Smokes are up.
Reciprocity moving building to building. They're pushing on DA's compound. NIP making the cross. They're going across. This is a good play from NIP. They've gone 2 for 2.
That's beautiful.
Reciprocity in the background. You can see just back here a ABeautflDeath doing what he does best, and that is camp out house and take down the breaching player. So Reciprocity will lose 1 as Coldamenta tries to edge his way nearer to Na'Vi's back door. He's got a knock on a doozy there, I think it is. I don't know whether it was him that did it, but either way, he's using that chance to run straight up the street.
Michael, 2 for 1.
Oh, he sees them both.
Done.
Oh, Coldamenta, this was your moment.
Unfortunately, it was moment to die. That clears the backside for Na'Vi. TSM get the job done onto Desperados. A beautiful smoke play from NIP, allow them to get a better building. A little bit more further inside the circle.
They've bypassed Drayden.
Liquid's still in that little horrible Hagrid house in the middle of it all? Have they
Liquid
moved?
are, yeah.
Okay, so they're a really nasty player. She can go upstairs and maybe try and pick something off.
No, that's a one story, isn't it, that they're in? Is it got the little granny
yes,
flat
no, you're
thing,
right, because it's got the back door that goes into a little thing on
yeah.
its own. It's the one that looks like a usual one with the upstairs, but it doesn't. You're completely right.
Just all tucked in. Gustav, very brave. I don't know if he realizes that Na'Vi just moved right next door. I guess he does. He's got to be knowing. But at this stage, you're hearing so many footsteps and so much movement. Your ears are just...
Oh, does it now? I think I'm double questioning myself. I'm sure if you go in the front door, it does have a little stairway that you go upstairs.
Is there a little top
and there's just one tiny little window up top.
Not too sure.
It's a crap position anyway compared to everybody else.
Oh, it is, yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got that little round.
You go in the front door, and the stairs are there. It's so limited, you can't really do much.
Come on, Drayden. Let's see what he can do.
Underhand nade.
He's got nothing. He's got nothing.
I heard one ticked, so maybe that goes in through the window.
Good start, though.
Yeah, there it is, Senya. It's in.
It's in. He's going to go in the blue.
No, it was to bait him out. It was a smoke.
Yeah, oh, that was dirty. But the question is, does Gustav land one? Gets the headshot on Bestalosh and will take him down. And that was a tier 3 player right there, leveled up.
Oh, Drayden gets involved at the right time here. This is Na'Vi completely ruined.
TSM have moved. Doozy has gone into the same building as Gustav now and Iro. So they're looking to try and make the push across. Drayden may well try and take this as an advantage to squeeze around. Does he go for the ditch, maybe? Gustav finds another. Hits Drayden this time, though. And they're gone down in 9th.
Circle pulls away from Pachinki.
Team Liquid have moved in on this. Team Liquid are going aggressive. Team Liquid are going aggressive on the backside of TSM. They've actually moved out of their compound and into TSM's back compound as the circle has moved, as you say, to the fields. It's a horrible circle, in all honesty, for every team that's trying to commit to this. NIP and Reciprocity, they're going for the breach. It's a 4-man roll. They'll go in one by one by one by one. We've seen that go wrong sometimes, so I'm a little worried about it. Shiv, though, will get taken down, and that's NIP doing it by the numbers, as Na'Vi have actually gone instead for the ditches and decided not to face TSM. And, well, you can see it's gone badly wrong for TSM.
Gustav did see them. Michael's onto... Oh, actually answered back as well.
Team Liquid wipe them.
TSM instantly gone. They got 2 back-to-back, which is a little bit devastating. Michael at least takes out a player before going down. So, top end, Reciprocity, Monkey, last man standing. Ibby, now Liquid are getting found out individually.
They're down to 1. They're down to 1, I think. I think it's just Jemsy that's in there. It is. He's going to try and get across, and NIP have them dead to rights. Those nades, though, just a little bit shorter, and CrowCrowd may well find the target. You can see Pokemon, though, trying to dodge out of that, but it is CrowCrowd that are trying to lay them down. Oh, Jemsy, you've got nowhere to go.
He's burning.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another nade inside.
Oh, there's the blue. Yeah.
Bye. Smokes are up here for Senya and Pokemon. They're making an advancement. This is a really great push. If they don't hold the backlines, they'll be in all kinds of danger.
This is looking like a back-to-back for NIP. They've just wiped out DA in the back there. Monkey's made a play to move across, but they've still got 4 alive. Evil's the next man.
Oh no, he's gone for the wrong way. They've actually come over. Good hold, though.
Still in that ditch. It's play. So the center point is it's the open field. It's the open field. NIP, they're fanning out. They're going 2 by 2. And they're going to challenge. So this is the problem. You've got to find these individual snakes. It doesn't work out for Ivory. He gets spotted out. But Monkey's got the double on Miraku and Gaxi, who had fanned out on the right-hand side. And that's caused a massive problem for NIP. They're going to have to try and get back and get the reviving. Gaxi's managed to drop down. But CrowCrowd are trying to play dividends on this and make their way forward. But every time they have to peek, anything, that molly, that looked like absolutely dead on. Oh, it's just short, just short.
The revives do come through, but how much more utility they've actually got left in the tank?
They lost Miraku, that was the only thing. And Monkey's going into the field, so you saw the questions a minute ago, perfect video. What do you do when these two teams are facing each other? You go elsewhere, let them fight and make it work for you. Timmy is trying to make a push. That's a big knock. Monkey gets involved, gets MBS down. Gaxi now the last man standing for NIP. He's caused NIP so many problems. They had 4 alive coming into this circle. CrowCrowd will flush them out. Monkey gets another. This time it's Mice. Now he gets Timmy. Monkey is going off on the fields. What in the world? NIP get one back on their feet. It's just Gaxi and NBS along with Tiikzu, the last man standing. Is the fields. There's nothing in there. No cover at all. Who do you see first?
Monkey needs CrowCrowd and NIP to engage, and then he can third party this scenario. He's looking, he's lurking. He has some kind of information given to him by the level of smokes that are up. Another one will be popped, and it'll keep on denying line of sight. He really, for reciprocity, desperately need... Oh, wait a minute. He's definitely seen something. Shoots through the grass. Gaxi finds Tiikzu. Now they can continue to sweep and clear. Standing up, gets the kill. NIP back to back.
Brilliant, brilliant stuff. 10 kills, and honestly, it was almost undone by a single Monkey. Reciprocity causing them problems. They had 4 alive coming into Phase 8. They had swept through the buildings, they took down Digital Athletics, they took down Team Liquid. They did it by the numbers, building to building, and it worked out well for them. They also took, obviously, a number of Reciprocity down before the last one, but Monkey, man, that guy on the end there, he caused them so many problems. Them and CrowCrowd. It's not how you do it. If you're the last man standing, you're meant to stay down. Watch it play out. Let the two teams fight each other. But he took some of NIP, some of CrowCrowd. He just caused so many problems.
Which is why he was alive in that final engagement, because he managed to keep them at bay by doing so much damage. Either way, it's second place, but NIP, they are the back-to-back winners. Let's go down to Parla. Who's going to have a quick word with them.
Back-to-back chicken dinners for the Ninjas. MBS, that's an awesome accomplishment.
Yeah, I mean, I told you we're going to win 2 more, so, you know, 1 to go.
Yeah, you did say that. Did you have some extra motivation after the game, Gaxi?
No, not really.
So why did everything seem to go in your favor during this match?
I mean, it actually was a hard game for us, but like at the start we took a liquid compound, we killed the A, I think. It was 2 the A, yeah, and then we pushed to the Pochinki and basically got the circle salts again in Pochinki.
From my perspective, it looked like a very complex game because of how the circles went. We ended up in Pochinki, which is an urban madness. Vard, how was it navigating that?
It was crazy. There was a lot of people around us, but I don't think there were many guys because every time the zone updated, the people close to us also moved deeper into the circle each time, so we actually got like quite a good bit of ground for free.
I feel like at 26 minutes in, I think we still had about 11 teams remaining in such a small area. Does that make things like harder since it's very hectic and crazy action going on everywhere?
I mean, we don't really think about that. Like, we just thought of how to methodically move through Pochinki. Like, we use a lot of smokes. Like, I think Aitzy probably used like 20 or more smokes during the whole game, just like looting bodies and taking more smokes. So yeah, like we just like take 1 step at a time, move deeper, and just kill everyone in our way. So yeah.
And the very final moments then having to deal with Monkey being a bit of a thorn in the side. Was that tough?
Yeah, we knew people were in the dip, but obviously there was vehicles in there was smokes going off everywhere and shots. And I'm kind of lucky that he didn't kill me at the point where I jumped into the dip. So yeah, it was just crazy.
All right, well, congratulations, guys. Back-to-back chicken dinners. You should be very proud of yourselves. MBS, do you think you might get that third? That would be absolutely insane.
Yeah, I mean, we will.
Confidence oozing from the Ninjas right now. Let's head back to the desk.
A complex game and one of my favorite endings here for Phase 3 of PEL as an entire season as a whole so far. Very cool to see how that played out for the final 4 or 5 circles here near Pochinki. Joining me, Froz and Avenger. Gentlemen, there were so many cool micro decisions. There was so much that goes into playing that. Even just hearing the interview there with NIP. Like Taxi throwing something like 20 smokes whilst moving through Pochinki. Everything micro decision wise was fantastic.
I mean, if we look at the stats though, Gaxi is the one who picks up most smokes so far in PL Phase 3. Also, in Phase 2, Gaxi was the one who picked up most smokes. And finally, he gets to utilize them.
So I'm happy that Gaxi were able to use 20 smokes. I wonder, what else did he have? Because he could pretty much carry nothing else with 20 smokes. I guess the other guys, he were able to pick up something and they dropped something. Let's jump a bit more into the game. What was extremely satisfying to see is that we have an eastern ending on the eastern side of Pochinki in the fields. NIP, when they landed inside Pochinki, they were on the furthest western part.
Yeah.
And as you said, and as NBS said, the micro decisions and how you kind of snake your way through Pochinki to use the least amount of smokes, but still to get over safely to the different parts. Because so inside Pochinki, you have these kind of small roads that are not a road, but it's a separation of building that is big enough for, like, you just can't run it. You gotta throw 3, maybe 4 smokes sometimes, right? And they played that so clinically perfect that they're able to move keep all 4 members alive and move all the way through Pochinki with 4 guys alive, and that's literally what won them the game.
Yeah, I mean, we saw CrowCrowd, for example. They came in from the east side very late when all the teams were basically in town already, in Pochinki.
Yeah.
They took the trench there. They knew there's a tendency that it moves out towards the field here, towards the east side. And we want to be ready for that. Now, it didn't work out all the way, but they did end up on a 3rd place overall. So, I mean, still good.
I mean, very important as we watch even more of the highlights here from this game is that not only the smokes were used for great transitional methods through Pochinki as a whole by teams like NIP, but also NIP was then later on, Froz, able to use those smokes to great effects as well in the final circle.
In the last fight there, NIP had 2 guys up. Reciprocity had Monkey up. CrowCrowd, they had Tiikzu up.
Yeah.
Tiikzu on the east side, Monkey on the north, the 2 guys from NIP on the west side. What Gaxi did was he put down smokes, making a wall towards Monkey. He knew that Monkey came in from the north side. So he knew, if I put down the smokes here, he's not going to be able to see us. We can then take the fight against Tiikzu, make it 2 versus 1, and then take on the last 2 versus 1 and win the game easily.
That's a pro tip if I know one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of using smoke for yourself,
Just to hide inside.
but
Smoke off an enemy.
Smoke your enemies.
Yeah.
And this is like one of the best times you utilize this. We see it more often where it's like bigger plays, more space, where instead of smoking yourself in your path, you smoke enemies, so they have to come out through the smoke, and you're in an advantage position.
20 points to Ninjas in Pajamas up towards the top. It's Ninja Stars flying everywhere in these past 2 games. Great points coming in for them.
And we see Reciprocity there, getting themselves to 2nd place, 9 kills. Now, what's interesting with that is them and Pittsburgh Knights were actually fighting in Pochinki during Circle 1, which is kind of surprising because both of the teams probably thought, no one's going to be in Pochinki, let's rotate through here. And then they end up fighting each other instead and getting themselves into a good position because of that.
And on top of that, NIP here with a massive difference down to Knights as well. So Knights were obviously, they were ahead of them in total PGC points because they had more points from Phase 2. But now, with this game, I think they're actually going to be a bit ahead of them. So still, so many small things happening from game to game here. But back-to-back for NIP, Chicken Dinner World Tour.
Chicken Dinner World Tour.
I predicted it. I said NIP, ratio to N47.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to see that happen.
You're right, Avenger. You're the best.
Thank you. No, overall, I'm happy to see because we've seen some lows from NIP in this phase as well.
Yeah.
This is the highs I want to see from these guys. This is what they're capable of. This is what we saw in Phase 1, and this is what will literally put them into a PGC spot if they continue this kind of path.
I mean, not only is it 2 back-to-back wins here now, but it's also on 2 different maps. You had Sanok first, and now Erangel.
Yeah.
And now we have another Erangel coming up as well.
I mean, we did hear that they were saying 2 more chicken dinners today after the Sandhawk.
So, one more NIP
more?
game. Yeah. I see.
We've never had a triple back-to-back.
Nope.
Ever.
Knights were really, really close on the last day of Phase 2.
It's
But
kind of sad that the game they got 4th in with like 8 or 9 kills, it should have been swapped around.
Sure.
They could also have won that game. They were enough alive. They could have been a 4 in a day. That would have been a record-breaking day. But unfortunately, back to back to back, I want to see that.
It would be cool.
In one day, not
No, of
over
course.
a day and like
I think we
a game
did
from yesterday.
see that.
We've seen where team win over 2 days. They win 3 games, if I remember correctly. I can't remember which actually. Was it FaZe?
I'm not sure about that one, honestly.
I feel like it was almost nights from the last day of Phase 2, and then they won the first game of Phase 3.
Yeah, so
Correct?
but that's over a phase though. That's not from day to day.
Well, yeah,
That's
a long stretch.
I want to
Bit of a
see
stretch.
3 wins in one day, back to back to back. I want to see that.
That'd be crazy.
And the perfect way would be to put a chair in the top, would be including a chicken dinner world tour. So 2nd, 4th, and
Oh, wow. That would be insane.
2nd,
But
3rd, and 4th game. That would
for
be
all
perfect.
intents and purposes, the perfect moment is right now.
Right.
Because it would actually be great to see that coming from NIP. It's a stretch, and it's very difficult, of course. And that's by the way. I'm not going to hark on that too much because it's a bit of a pie-in-the-sky idea, even though they're calling it right now. So,
Well,
we'll see.
we're not gonna give them a hard time for it. So far,
No,
they've had an
sure.
amazing day. I don't want to see it continue. If they get a win, it's good and fantastic. If they get a good game with some points, well, I'm happy to see them rise to the occasion.
Yeah, of course. All right, well, thank you very much, guys, as we're going to go to a short break here. Before we do that, though, we can check in with Ibiza, who has some interesting tips for us.